Welcome back to Meet the Team. No, I haven't been smoking. Yes, I think I have COVID. Shoot, we're gonna get demonetized for that. No.
Oh, did you get a haircut?
Yeah, I did. This morning I got it for the podcast.
Oh.
We have our biggest guest on so far.
That is true.
What am I supposed to do? Jake Jenkins, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi, it's great to be here, Boo. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. This is going to be a little bit of a role reversal because it's going to be me asking the questions.
I'm stressed.
Why are you stressed?
Why did I?
How does it feel?
You knew this was coming.
I know. I planned it for myself.
You knew this was coming. You knew that this was going to be here. Is there any questions you want me to leave off for you?
Nope. I didn't get that. Neither do you. And that's what I'm here for.
So this is Meet the Team. It's a way that we can authentically get to know the agents on our team. Mm-hmm. You've been authentically getting to know a lot of agents on our team at this point.
Dude, I honestly love this whole thing that we've started.
You started this. This was your idea, baby. Take some accountability.
I said we. I took a little accountability.
No, you did this.
You did this.
But you did this.
Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you.
So you've put this
That's the nicest thing.
together.
And scene.
That was a clip. Okay. What was the question?
There wasn't a question yet. Tell us your story. Tell us how you got into real estate because you're new to the Perry Group, but you're not new to real estate.
So I got into real estate soon after I moved here to Utah.
This is called contentception right here.
I know. I was recording Karina in our last meeting.
I saw the reflection of the light in the window. I was like, what in the hell is that?
I got into real estate because it was fun. I was working.
What is fun about this?
Well, no, okay. So ironically, the fun part was what I don't enjoy most about real estate. Like the fun part that I wanted to get into real estate for is not my favorite part about real estate now. That makes sense?
Explain that. No.
So there's so many facets to real estate, and honestly, a lot of people get in because they're like, "Oh, pretty houses! This is gonna be so much fun! Like, I just want to look at houses, show the houses." And if I can never open up a linen closet again, I will be so happy.
Okay, that makes sense now. Okay.
So what do you love about it?
What I love about real estate is negotiating. I love the contracts. And so before real estate, I was in med legal and working in the operations of it, the communication.
Do you have a degree?
I do have a degree.
Good for you. Do you?
No, it's not about me.
I'm just trying to get a pulse of the room. Trying to get the pulse of the room.
Well, so yeah, Boo said that he did college for like 4 days collectively at 3 different times.
Three different semesters, 4 days total. I didn't notice a trend until the third time when I was like, you know what? Maybe this isn't for me.
Higher education is not for you. That sounds like a commercial.
What degree do you have?
So I have a degree in public relations and business.
Do you have a bachelor's degree?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold on. Time out. So somebody said this.
Smart.
Somebody said this to me the other day. I asked them if they had a degree, and they said yes. Turns out it was an associate's degree. Do we count that?
I don't know. If I had a CP in marketing, I'd fucking say
I would tell people. Jordan, edit that out.
Wait, what's a CP?
Like a certification of completion or something like that.
Oh, a certificate of participation?
No, it's not.
That's a CP too, I'm sure.
No, it's, I don't know, something like that. But it's definitely not as extensive. Wait, an associate does count as a degree.
Yeah. It's
all right, well, I'm going to go get my associate's.
Okay, but here's the thing. A lot of people now are getting their associate's degree when they graduate high school.
Yeah, that's what
I barely did that, so.
I'm forcing my son to do that.
Yeah, it's freaking brilliant.
Thank you.
I'm
showing him this immediately.
Yes.
Right now, I'm calling him.
Hey, live on take. But yeah, I have a bachelor's degree. Look at the camera
and say, Julian, go to college.
I look 22, and I got carded for a rated R movie the other month.
Good for you.
Shut up.
But I haven't even been carded at Disney.
Yeah, I would card you. Does Disney card anybody?
Well, yeah, we went to go sit at the bar, and they're like, you're all over 21, right? And we were like, yeah. Didn't even card us. It was nice. But no, I got carded last month going to see Deadpool and Wolverine. They're like,
for the 7th time.
It was my 2nd time.
How many times have you seen it?
I have seen it 7 times.
Got him.
But I was like, are you kidding me? You look 12 yourself. Like, I should card you.
How do you have a job?
But no, I've been out of high school for 10 years. I do have a degree.
So why real estate then?
So I chose real estate
He
because
loves linen closets.
no, it was the relocation of it. I found fascinating. It was the unlimited growth in real estate that I gravitated towards. Where I was working, there was nowhere really to grow. I kind of hit my ceiling, and so I just wanted to like go and build something.
So you alluded to this earlier. What would you say is your value proposition to clients? Because I think that my approach was different, right? I got into this and I'm like, I'm a people person. I love people. I love helping them find something. I think your approach is a little bit different to it. Tell us what your value add is.
So from previous work, I've seen a lot of people get screwed over in contracts. And I think we talked about this on your podcast, like how...
No, I was going to say, we talked about it when you brought me a contract and it had it highlighted.
Yeah.
And I was like, you read this? And he's like, yeah. I was like, I've been in real estate 12 years. I've never read this.
No, we got all those new documents, like the new BBA, the new listing
he went
agreement.
through them,
He walked into my office. He's like, what do you think this word means?
Yeah.
I'm like, bro.
It was
I'm like, bro.
He's like, I found the differences. And he was all excited. And I was like, I haven't even read this.
He's like, this word makes a big difference. And I'm like, yeah, it does. You tell me what you think the big difference is.
You're the one in broker school right now.
Yeah, only to have the name. It's like going to school to get an I just want to be called an associate broker.
Yeah.
I want to be a broker. I want to protect people. Like this, one of my passions now getting into real estate is that this is a big deal. Likely the biggest transaction anyone's ever going to make. There's a lot of things that they're signing that they have no idea what it is. I was just in a closing yesterday and he was asking great questions. Well, no, but this client just asks great questions. And it's one of those like in sales.
Did you record it? But did you record it?
No, because we were in the title conference room. Like I'm not
out of anybody to do that, it'd be you.
It would be Jake.
I did record a bit when he was reading, but it wasn't like anything of the documents. I did get little content. Anyways, but we always say like in sales, great question. I'm so glad you asked kind of thing. Like it's kind of the buffer of let me think about how I'm going to answer this.
I don't freaking know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I don't really answer.
Tell me more about that because I don't know what a better question. But for him, it's just like, dude, that is a great question. Hardly anyone's going to even think about asking it.
But you knew, if they were going to ask anybody, it was you, right? Like,
yeah.
Yeah. It's good.
Well, weird flex.
No, yeah.
Yeah, so it's one of those, like, I am here to protect you. I want you to really understand this process because a lot of the questions are basically sometimes primary things for us, but it's because we're in this every day. And a lot of people that leave the corporate world are like, I just don't want to do a 9-to-5 anymore. It's like, welcome to 24/7.
I know that.
And this Labor Day weekend, I took a day. I was like, I'm done. I think it was my first day off in like a month.
How did it feel?
Glorious.
See, and this is something I'm having to like work on. I know this isn't my episode, but like it is. And I think that this is part of why I stress office hours like I do is because I want people to have the flexibility to take time off and realize when they're at that limit. I'm still having to learn like it's a Saturday because of my new position. I don't work on Saturdays the same way.
What that created in me? I took a day off and I hated it.
Yeah.
I wanted to work. I was like, no, I don't want a life, actually. I want to go to work. I want to go to work and go home to my kids.
Well, that's what I was feeling like on Monday. My wife's like, I feel like you're just staring at your phone. I'm like, yeah, because I have anxiety that like something's, that like I'm missing something because I'm not working, right?
Thanks for that, boo.
Yeah, you're welcome. Shout out.
One of my mottos now, it has been for a while, but Korean on Friday was like, see you Monday. I was like, I'm not going to be here Monday. Because it was
like,
Labor Day. It was Labor Day. And I was like, if Costco's closed, I'm closed.
That's the rule. That's the new rule.
If Costco's closed, I'm closed. No, I've even been doing showings on Sundays. And like at my previous brokerage, I took Sundays off. And I've just been working like every freaking day.
Love it.
Hustling. And this weekend, I was like, I am going to take one day.
What did you do?
I slept.
Oh, really? I thought you was going to say that you went to Disneyland.
Honestly, it's...
Sorry.
That's a rough subject right now.
So what would you say your focus is in real estate then?
That's a great question.
You wrote it.
That means he doesn't know the answer yet.
Buying
Great
time.
question. I'm so glad you asked. My focus in real estate is, I feel like it's shifting. A lot of it has become relocation, but
What do you mean by relocation? What does that mean?
like I've relocated a lot of people, either
Okay.
from California to here,
Okay. I know.
California to Iowa, I don't know. So that was because I'm not from Utah. I've been here for nearly 4 years now, like 3.5 years. And so much of my database, like if we go through my phone, I have over 1,000 contacts, but I'd say 60% of them now, when I first started, it was like 80% was California. About 60% now is California still. And I'm trying to get my California license. I still need to turn in that paperwork and pay them. But what was the question? Oh, my focus is, I just want to, I don't know. I'm kind of working on that. Like, I feel like the relocation has been nice, but I don't feel there's a lot of longevity in it.
Well, I think if you look at Utah by the numbers, we do have a lot of people moving in from out of state, but the majority of it is all organic growth, right? 65% of the people that are buying houses today are all people that are living here currently, right?
I feel like what my focus has been was a lot of accidental things. It wasn't anything I really worked towards. And so now I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. What I'm learning what I don't like. Like, I'm not a huge fan of working with investors. I want to work with the type of investor that is looking to buy and then buy more.
House hack it. Yeah.
The house hack, like not necessarily sell, but the type of investor that is going to buy but not live in and looking for their cash flows. Like, that is a numbers game that is just not my strong suit. I'm not sure how to help you the best. And so it's not something that I want to necessarily learn and focus on, like the flipping. I mean, eventually, like, I'd like to get there myself maybe, but the more house hacking person, which is essentially buy, live in it, and 1 to 2 years buy the next place and leave that as like a rental. And so that is the more like investor mindset that I'm looking towards, mostly because it's just my mentality. And so I can kind of understand where they're coming from. Yeah.
So you said that you've been in Utah for 4 years. What made you pick Utah to live in?
Of all the states I lived in, it has been my favorite. That was basically it. I lived in Florida, Idaho, California, and just of the ones that I've visited, it was like that is the place that I would feel. It was one of those, like, when I would go on vacation here and then I'd go home, it was almost like, oh man, when's the next
Because of what? Because of what?
Yeah, I don't.
What stands out about Utah?
So I come from not the cool part of California. I call it the ghetto ag. It was basically either gang or farmers. And my dad was a police officer. My mom was a nurse. So it was just like, I was on neither side. But I came from a small town where it's like town farming, like going down the highway. And then every time I came to Utah, it's like you really don't know where one city ends or begins. Like where I live in,
It all mushes together.
where I live in Riverton, like they repaved the street in the neighborhood and stopped. Like it's an abrupt stop. It's like black asphalt, gray asphalt, but there's a sign that says "Welcome to Riverton." Like that is the property or the city line. And so the whole, like, when my family visits and they're like, oh, we're just going to South Jordan. Like, how far is that? Like 2 minutes. It's right around the corner.
Across the street.
Yeah.
Actually.
It's across the street. And
So you like that?
I love, like, Salt Lake County is so nice because it's literally just one big city. And it's like I feel like the cities are more like neighborhoods.
Yeah.
To a degree.
Yeah. Well, Utah doesn't have like the hyper local neighborhoods that I think a lot of other markets like ours that trade similar to ours does.
And so what you're saying about how your goal is to have a hyper local agent, that's what everyone else is in other states.
Especially markets like ours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where it's like where I come from, those real estate agents service 1 to 2 cities because of just that's like basically servicing all of Salt Lake County to a degree.
Nice.
Just travel wise, the counties are bigger in some sense, or like the drive time is a lot more. And so I was not a small city mindset. I like the growth. Kind of like why I chose real estate.
Yeah. So you were originally at Keller Williams for how long?
Since I started.
So 4 years.
Almost 3 years.
3 years. What made you join the Perry Group?
Whew, great question. So glad you. Just kidding.
I don't know who wrote these, but they are good.
So when I was at Keller Williams, it was a really, really hard decision to choose the Perry. No, so it was
Say it again.
an easy decision to choose the Perry Group of everywhere that I interviewed. It was a hard decision to leave Keller Williams. That's the honest truth. And I'm still friends with everyone there. I love everyone there if you're watching. It's the truth. And I left because I am very protective of the people around me, but I'm not very protective of myself. Something I struggle with.
Time to get vulnerable.
Childhood trauma. It's fine.
Let's get into that. Just kidding.
So when I was 12, I was 13. Just kidding.
It's like, is you really going to tell us something?
You're going to get into
I
it.
could. Should write a memoir. That's why I like the therapy couch. It's
Yeah.
right over there on your side. But I am not great with boundaries, and so I really had to force boundaries. I had to make a clean break. So when I joined Keller Williams, I don't want to say easily, but quickly. I quickly took on a leadership role in their office, and then it grew into a leadership role between the 3 offices in Salt Lake County. And I am really good, probably from my degree of networking business to business. And so I networked with a ton of agents. And I feel like that's another value prop for my clients is, especially with sellers, is I could show you in my phone, like my contacts are so...
I know you showed me one time. It was crazy.
Well, my contacts are so like detailed. I write notes, their birthdays. Like I go through things and I title things. And so
I would love to see the notes on my contact.
I know, look at my face.
I know. I want to see the notes on my contact.
Well, so like I could
notes
type
on
in the search bar, like agent, and it'll pull every single agent that's on my phone. And I could just like scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll.
You save numbers. That's crazy.
Yeah. I probably have like 200 agents in total around the nation. But for a seller, it's like I am not only marketing through the team. I'm like way off track.
That's okay.
But through the team, like we have over 130 agents now, I'm sure, here on the Perry Group of all of us are going to be working to sell your property. But I can legitimately go to all of these agents that I am either friends with or have worked with in the past and market to them directly where they also have the buyers. And so that's another value prop for sellers specifically. But so with Keller Williams, I just became a person that like new agents, because that's something that they do so well, is they really train new people how to do real estate. And I became a person that new agents could go to and answer their questions. And it took up a lot of time. And I love those agents. They're great. I love helping people, but I like had it in my calendar and stuff, and I'm so detailed, but, and I would time block that. But then if someone asks me a question, I will stop it to help you. And it put my business on the back burner. And so there was also not really much growth in that. Like I really wanted to grow my business. It was one of the reasons why I joined real estate and the industry. And so I left. I knew I had to make a change, and it was one of those like, I interviewed the Utah County Keller Williams, and then I walk in and they're like, Jake, how are you doing? And I'm like, frick, this isn't going to work.
It's going to be the same thing.
Yeah. Cause I could switch, but everyone like knew me. And so then I started interviewing other, brokerages and teams and stuff. So like before I joined Keller Williams, I interviewed like 24 probably teams and brokerages before I chose them. And so I started that process again, interviewing like EXP and, anyways, so I reached out to my friend Tanner, he's on the team, and I was like, dude, I just want to know, like, because you knew a lot of industry people.
He was in
like
every office, every team, every brokerage.
Tons of people. And I'm like, so why did you go to them? And then sat and ate lunch with them. He introduced me to you. I was between you and another team with Real that I'm not going to name. And it was like, it became an easy decision of where I was going to go next.
Because of?
Oh, great question. So glad you asked. So it was because I've worked with a lot of team leaders at Keller Williams. I had no reservations to joining a team as long as if I saw the value that they were providing that made sense to me. Like their business model made sense to me. And the Perry Group really, they invest so much into the agent for success. Like them building you successful makes them more successful. And so there's a lot of teams that like follow the model of like scaling a business, but the investment that they put in just didn't really add up to me.
It doesn't match what we do.
It really does not match what we do. Because here you give every agent opportunity, whether they're Karina or me or Brooke.
Brian Garlick, who's a brand new agent.
Brand new agent, started this year.
On
Brooke,
pace for 23 deals.
Literally been licensed for maybe a month, probably less. Like,
or new agents that are.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like everyone has the same opportunities. It's how are you going to
take advantage,
take off with those opportunities. So that's why I joined the Perry Group, long story short.
I have a friend who's leaving the industry she's in to get her real estate license just to come here. Like,
which is crazy.
Tell me more about that. I'm just kidding.
Turn it back around.
No, but I think that's, I mean, I was in the same boat as Tanner was. Like my business at Edge previously was calling on real estate offices. Mm-hmm. I was in every team. I was in every brokerage. And so when it came time, like, okay, I do want to stay in real estate. Where do I want to go? Mm-hmm. There's not another team, I don't think, in Utah that is as agent centrally focused as the Perry Group. Like we legitimately look at the agents almost as our clients to an extent. Mm-hmm. And so it's like the same approach that I expect both of you to give to your clients. We, from a leadership and a team perspective, want to give back to you guys.
Like mushy, like it just feels so good.
Well, it is interesting. Like it has been so interesting to watch agents come in here. We just had an escrow officer walking around from a random title company, and she's like, "Is it always like this?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "Is it always like is there always this many people in here?" And I'm like,
"It's like chaos." Yes.
Yes, like it does. It feels like this.
Mondays and Tuesdays are a little bit more quiet, but
it feels different. And that's what every single agent that is coming in and talking about is like, they can't quantify it. They can't say like, you're doing this different, you're doing this different, you're doing this different. So they talk about the feel.
Here's something that I want to highlight is that we hear like,
get in your position too.
My legs were like falling asleep. It's a team, but we're also like a brokerage.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of brokerages that have teams. And we hear...
Some people don't even know the Perry Group is not a brokerage. They think
we have to explain that to people.
It's like Real. Yeah. So there's like EXP, who is also kind of a cloud brokerage, but Real, I just honestly, personally feel like they do it better.
Real is focused on transactions. EXP is focused on recruiting. Mm-hmm. I think that's the biggest difference.
Yeah. And so like Real is a cloud brokerage. Basically, you can join Real at any point in your career, whether you're a solo agent or you're a team. But the brokerage is like, because there's no physical offices, it's a cloud brokerage. The team builds the office the way that they want it to be. And Real is just the like...
The gasoline on the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the, here's what we have to offer. Now go run with it. Like,
Take it and go.
Go be better.
yeah, go be better. And so like this team is like a brokerage because we're building it the way, well, I say we, but I'm a part of it, but like the leadership and committees are building it the way that they want it to be. Does that make sense?
Yes. No, I think that's great.
Know. So it's, yeah, we're not a brokerage, but we are a brokerage. And there's a lot of brokerages here in Utah that have 130 agents and stuff, but we're like, and some of them are part-time and some of them are full-time, but we are a team of 130 plus agents full-time.
The Perry Group does a better way of being a brokerage than other brokerages.
You
sorry,
said it.
I'm sorry.
Find.
Yeah. What was the question?
That answered it. I appreciate it. Transitioning out of real estate.
Oh, shoot.
What would you say your hobbies are?
Sleeping.
Seeing movies 7 times.
I go to the movie. I saw 2 movies last night. Just did a
You go
double
back to
feature.
back?
Yeah.
Built
I like
different.
time them out
Can't
and
sit still that long. It's crazy.
No.
well, so yeah, it's fine. It's my life. Sometimes I just go by myself. It's great. Highly recommend. I am actually very, very, very introverted.
No.
Like,
No.
are you being sarcastic?
Yeah, you go to movies by yourself. Like, you're definitely introverted.
Yeah.
You like going and sitting in a
Like-
dark room for 4.5 hours straight.
You're acting like we'd be surprised. Like, no way. I mean,
Like,
not that it's a bad thing.
When I take a day to myself, like I do not leave my room unless I have to go to the bathroom, kind of thing. Like
I'm the same way at home, though. Like, is that introvert? You can just be both, right? Because when I go home,
So-
I don't. My kids are like, "Hey, I'm hungry," and I'm like, "Oh, cool."
I go home and I'm just like, don't talk to me. I've
Yeah.
dealt with people enough today. No offense, I
I
love you
feel that.
guys, but it's just me having to recharge so that I can help you and be a better self for you, kind of thing. So the way that my mom explains it is, because she's a school nurse and so she talks to a lot of kids, is like introvert, extrovert. It's like, do people drain your battery or do people like fuel your battery?
Drain. Immediately drain.
Yeah. That's me. Like,
Just kidding.
this is like, I don't know. So I just have to like be by myself, not talk, just like be better the next day, or else I'm going to probably emotionally break down and cry if I have to talk to people for 48 hours straight, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like I have to.
Yeah. So you go to the movies, you sit in your room.
Mm-hmm.
You love Disney.
Oh, I go to Disneyland. I have an
Season
annual
pass holder?
I am an annual pass holder. Have not been all year, and I'm stressed
We're
out.
going
It's because you're putting the
next
time in.
I'm
That's where Court
Do
is
you wanna
right now.
come? Oh, is she
Wait,
really?
when are you going?
For my son's birthday.
When?
October 19th. You should come with us.
I'll have to check my calendar. I'm just kidding.
I'm busy that week, so I,
I'm going to Disney World in November though, and I'm super excited. But yeah, what was the question?
so
Disneyland,
normally
So yeah, that's about
I
my hobbies is
movies, Disneyland, home.
and Marvel. I read comic books.
Like, you read actual, like,
Mm-hmm.
physical comic books? Where do you
That's
get
what I did for Labor Day. Is I just read comic
Where'd
books,
you get
watched
those?
movies, and from a comic book store.
Is
They
it
have
like,
those?
Is it like Blockbuster? Like,
They still exist.
no, I'm serious. That's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I like X-Men. That's what I read.
so normally this next section is called Jake's Takes.
Uh-oh.
We're gonna switch the name up a little bit. We're gonna call this Booze Clues. We're gonna get some clues into who you are as a person.
Aw, who came up with that?
Just on the spot. Just on the
Oh,
spot.
seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So I found out there's someone on YouTube called Jake's Takes, and they do like movie stuff, and I'm like, frick.
They stole your idea.
No, I stole theirs, but
Ours
come
is
on,
better.
how original.
Yours is
Just
better.
kidding.
So this is Love It or Hate It.
Okay.
And do know that your job is writing on this.
Okay. You should come up with your own just off the spot, like fly.
Okay.
Let your freak
Rap
fly.
music.
Rap music?
Yeah.
Love it.
Okay. Ram TRXs.
No idea.
Okay, it's supposed to be
it's a
Cybertruck.
Ram, so it's a truck.
But it's the Hellcat motor. It's the same truck I drive.
Okay, so I
Remember, he
know
said your job
0
is
things
to
about
finish.
cars. Love it. Love it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the tip. Pepperoni on a pizza.
Oh, always. Yes.
Okay, what about pineapple on a pizza? Hell no.
I don't like. Okay, so this is a hot take. I don't like hot citrus unless it's a lemon. Like hot lemon makes sense to me.
How many times have you had hot citrus?
Orange chicken.
I didn't know.
But here's the thing.
Okay,
Orange chicken,
okay.
hate it. My dad brines turkey with like citrus things and cloves and whatnot, and it like makes me want to like die and vomit.
Yeah. Hot citrus reminds me of a cold when I have like a warm lemonade.
Yeah.
There's something called wassail. Hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hot citrus. Pineapple has to be
go.
fresh or out of a can, like cold. Like
wait, hold on though, because if I go to one of those like Brazilian places, like they're grilled,
like the grilled pineapple.
no,
absolutely
it ruins it.
No?
I'm feeling nauseous thinking about it.
Okay, so these are this or that.
Okay.
Winter or summer Olympics?
Winter. I love curling.
Big curling guy.
I love watching curling, and they have this like training league thing in Ogden.
It's
I
fun.
want to join it. You've done it?
I've done curling 3 times. Oh wow! Do you need to get this?
No, we're good.
Starbucks or Dutch Bros?
Starbucks. Dutch Bros coffee is so gross.
Oh, it is.
Disneyland or Disney World?
But I go to Dutch Bros once a month just to get their stickers the first Wednesday of every month. That's it. That's the only Dutch Bros I get. What was the next one?
Disneyland or Disney World?
Disney. Okay. Disneyland because it's home for me and I have an annual pass there. However, Epcot at Disney World is the greatest place ever. Eating around the world is the best.
East Coast or West Coast?
Neither. West Coast.
Fire or
Because
water?
I don't like humidity.
Fire or water?
Water. When I worked at Disney World, there was this like bubbling water thing right next to me at the desk, and it was so nice.
You could tell he thought through all these when he's like he knew his answers when he was putting these questions together. Morning person or night owl?
Night.
Fired.
I cannot wake up. I'm up until like 3 a.m. every night. Feels like.
Peppermint or PS?
Pumpkin spice.
Pumpkin spice.
Oh, pumpkin spice.
That's fair. Chocolate or vanilla?
Vanilla.
These are real estate questions. Single level or 2-story?
See, I don't know. I kind of liked your answer of 2-story, but main level.
Master on the main?
Master on the main.
New construction or resale?
I'm learning to love new construction.
Thank you.
Good question.
Gee, I wonder where you got that.
Initially, I wasn't into new construction, but now I love
You're
it.
seeing the beauty of it.
Yeah.
That's me shoving it down your throat.
The home I'm gonna buy is gonna be through its home. So
Flip or hold?
Hold.
Mountain view or lake view?
Can I have both? But I like the
Saratoga
water. So Lakeview. But okay.
Who, alive or dead, would you want to throw baloney at?
Oh frick. Walt Disney, so then I could talk to him. We'll have a conversation about it after.
How would you peel this
I feel
banana?
like we've already answered this.
No, how would you peel it?
Yeah.
Thank
this
you.
side.
Thank you.
That's right.
Your job is safe for today. And I think you've told us this before, but your worst or your best experience in 3 words or less?
I feel like I should come up with another one because my initial one is Thanksgiving gravy, junior high. And here's another junior high one.
You can tell that was a traumatizing time in your life.
I know he went off.
It became I mean, maybe I could just go into more detail about it, but it's a tradition. Like for many years back to back on Thanksgiving, I have spilled gravy on me.
On purpose?
No.
Like it's a bit at this point?
It's just a thing now. But okay, so the way that I got that question was because of this other podcast that I used to watch that they don't do it anymore. I forgot what it was called. Anyways,
Shout out to them.
But they asked, what was your worst like pant crapping story using 3 words or 3 small phrases?
Your worst what?
Like pant shitting story?
Oh, pant crapping? Like
Yeah, like you
people-
pooped your pants.
Oh.
I don't
Like
have one of those stories.
Yeah.
So, okay, mine for that, because
you
I've
have
always
one.
wanted to like answer that for something.
He's been dying to tell somebody.
The last time he crapped his
Look
pants.
right there.
The baloney question was because theirs was who alive or dead would you want to throw cold spaghetti at? And it could be like celebratory or like a hate crime. I don't know. But so to answer like that question for that podcast would be my worst pant crapping story was junior high front lawn thought I was gonna throw up.
Turns out it went out the other way. And on that, thank you for being here. We're excited to have you. I want you to know how much I have appreciated the way you have come in and approached being on the team. I think it can be difficult at times to figure out what your role is, but you have settled in an incredible way, and we are lucky to have you.
You're actually one of my favorites here.
Amen.
Just so you know.
And amen.
I'm not just saying